Hi everyone, thanks for watching. I'm Lauren from Guthrie and Ghani, and in this video I'm going to share a really quick and easy tutorial with you on how you can add internal pockets to our really lovely Luskentyre bag pattern. And of course I am standing here in the G&G shop in front of our beautiful, gorgeous bright and sunshiny summer window display, and you can find the details of all of the garments and all of the details that are featured in the window behind me here in a separate video that gives you a little bit of a virtual tour around the window display, and there's a blog post that goes with that as well, which has got links to all of the patterns and fabrics. Quite often people ask what I'm wearing in the videos as well, and just to get into the summer beach vibes, I'm wearing our summer cover up, which is a style arc pattern, and we have kits of this available for the summer. So I've got the really lovely coral version on to match my coral beach bag, and it also comes in white and navy as well. So again, you can find the link to that in the description below. Now this pattern I designed myself along with the G&G team, and we released it as a Sewing Society kit last summer, so that was in 2023, and it was super popular. I designed it with the aim of it being one of those super useful bags that you can take to the beach, you can take to the pool, on holiday, weekend away, whatever, and you can literally just chuck everything in it. And it's got this really cool drawstring section at the top here that means that it sort of increases the amount that you can fit in it, and then the stuff won't spill out the top. This bit is optional, you can leave it out, but it's super useful if you're just like chucking everything in and then you want to close it back up again. It's got a little zip pocket at the front and a little another little sort of slide pocket at the back, which you could put a zip in with it as well if you wanted to. And I'm going to show you how you can add internal pockets to it. So in order to make use of this video, you will already need to own a copy of the Luskentyre pattern, which is a PDF pattern. It's available on our website, and you can check out the blog post that goes along with this video as well. I'll put the link to that in the description, and that's got like lots of step-by-step photos and instructions too, but sometimes it helps just to see the process up close a little bit. So I'm going to show you how to put in an internal slide pocket where you can customize the size, like maybe you want a little section for your phone or for something else that you might want to put in your bag a lot. I've just had a baby, so I'm like thinking of nappies, but obviously that only applies if you have a child that wears nappies. And then also a water bottle one as well with a little elasticated bit at the top. But you could just decide whatever, you know, combination of pockets you wanted to use. It might be you want to make them all elasticated, and yeah, it's just a really nice way to make your bag even more sort of personal and functional to how you want to use it. Now, in terms of fabrics for this pattern, we made up a new version in this gorgeous coral colour, of which is a jacquard fabric. It comes in two other colorways as well, and we do also have some other really lovely jacquard type fabrics in the shop as well, which have all been custom woven to our specifications, so you can just find them here at G&G. But you could also use like a heavier weight canvas for the bag because it's quite large. It needs something that's fairly sort of thick and sturdy. You do interface it as well, but in order to sort of keep that shape, it's good to have something that does have a little bit more sort of sturdiness to it. Cord would be good as well. And the other thing that I was also thinking would be really cool is that you could even use some scraps that you've got and make like a patchwork and quilt it, with, you know, with some wadding at the back, and that would make it sort of nice and spongy too, and make a really nice, cool, colourful bag as well. So yeah, various different options for the outside of the bag, but again, they will all be linked in the blog post that is in the description to this video. So to make these pockets, you will need some dots and cross paper to make your pattern pieces. You'll also need a ruler. I find this quilting ruler really useful. A tape measure comes in handy, and this little metal seam gauge as well, a tailor's chalk, and a bit of elastic if you're doing the elasticated one, and then of course some lining fabric as well, which will vary depending on what pockets you're doing, so it's good to prep your pattern pieces first of all. So for the slip pocket, you need to cut one bit of the lining fabric and I made mine 42 centimetres wide by 23 centimetres tall. And then along top edge, you're going to hem it. So you need to press it over by 1 centimetre and then by another centimetre, and then you're just going to top stitch along the top of that. And then press in the side edges and the bottom edge again by 1 centimetre. So it'll be like you're effectively going to be sewing on a patch onto your main lining piece of the bag. So this is the main lining piece of the bag here. You need to find the centre of it to help with the placement. You just iron a crease in that. And then do the same with the pocket. So iron that in half as well. So you've got a crease and then you can just match them up. And I positioned my pocket 10 centimetres up from the bottom, so you can just measure that, make sure it's nice and consistent all the way along, and then just stitch it on. So I stitched it on with 2 lines of stitching just to make it nice and strong, so that's at the sides and along the bottom. And then you can divide the pocket up in any way that you want. So it might be that you want to put your phone in there, or it might be that you want to have maybe a little section for a pen or whatever. So to your preference, you can mark out the divisions that you want your pocket to have with some chalk, and then just stitch over the top of that. And what you can do at the top corners of the pockets is just do a little bar tack there just to make it nice and strong. So for the other pocket that's got the elasticated casing along the top, in this example here, I'm going to use it for my water bottle. So you could do the same with your own water bottle, or of course you could just make it for whatever you wanted with an elasticated casing at the top. So what I did was I took my bottle and laid it out flat, and you need to get the measurement over the top from one side to the other and then add a centimetre onto this. So my over the top measurement is 21 centimetres, so add on a centimetre, this is 22, and then you need to add a further 4 so that you've got a 2 centimetre seam allowance either side, so that's the pocket width, and mine is 26 centimetres for this bottle. Then you need the height of your pocket. So again, with the bottle lying flat on the table, measure up from the base and about 3/4 of the way up the bottle. So for me, this is 24 centimetres. Again, you need a hem allowance at the top and to make the casing. So if you add 2.5 centimetres for that, and then 1 centimetre for the seam allowance at the bottom. So that's a total of 3.5 centimetres. So that gives me a total of 27.5 centimetres. That's the height of my pocket pattern piece. So you need to draw that out onto your paper and then cut it out of fabric, and just make sure you mark what is the top and the side edges, just because they might end up being fairly similar lengths like mine are here. I then positioned my pocket at one of the ends of the bag so that the bottom edge would get caught up in the stitching at the clever corner. So to do this, you're going to sew it onto the bag lining when one of the lining seams is already sewn. So just sew one of them up, but leave the other side open so you can still lay the fabric flat. So first we're going to create the channel at the top. So you need to press over a centimetre and then 1.5 centimetres again, and just top stitch that in place, and that creates the channel for a 13mm wide elastic. So you want the elastic to be the same size as your original over the top measurement taken from your bottle. So for me, that was 21 centimetres. So then just feed this through your top channel with a safety pin, and then secure it in place with a little line of stitching at either end. Then we need to press the edges of the pocket to the wrong side by 1 centimetre, just at the sides, and then the next stage is to work out how far apart to sew the sides of that pocket onto the bag. Remember, it's going to be a gusseted bag, so you don't lay it totally flat on like a patch like the other one. So measure the diameter of your bottle and add 4 centimetres to this, and then divide it by 2. So my bottle is 8 centimetres wide, so that becomes 12 once I add 4, and then 6 centimetres once I divide it in 2. So on your lining piece, use the number you got, so 6 centimetres in my case, to measure out on either side of the side seam. So my pin lines here are a total of 12 centimetres apart from each other. So you use those pin lines to match up the pressed edges of your pocket pin it and sew it in place, and just make sure that the bottom unpressed edge of the pocket is in line with the raw edge of the clever corner here. So I secured it in place with 2 lines of stitching on each side, one close to the pressed edge and then one about 1 centimetre in from that edge, and the bottom's just open for now. And then you can add a little bar tack to the top corner as well, just for some extra strength. So on the bottom edge, to create the sort of gusset section, you need to match up the middle of the pocket with the side seam on the lining, and then just pleat the excess fabric in towards the middle point, and the raw edges of the pocket should be matched up with the raw edge of the lining at the bottom. And then just stitch it in place, keeping within the 1 centimetre seam allowance, and then proceed as per the main instructions in the Luskentyre pattern, and that bottom edge will just automatically get caught in as you construct the main part of the lining. So there you have it. You can make a really lovely, gorgeous bag for summer or winter, weekends away, whatever, and make it really customizable to your own specifications with those extra internal pockets. If you haven't subscribed to my channel already, then don't forget to hit subscribe so you don't miss out on my next video, and I will see you next time. Bye.